Live on Facebook. Huh. Well, we'll have to see if this is going to work. Oh, it's not going to, I don't think. All right. I don't have. Okay, let's just not do that. All right, we'll just start the show. It's recording anyway. Okay, so today we're going to start with this. Today's focus is looking at choosing harmony. We'll start with this. This is the last Guardian story that's been written so far. Okay, and it was on first aired on Zoom show episode 11, When Creating Harmony is Up to You. During this 1-hour Zoom show, I focus on sharing tips and lessons on the one rule to raising happy kids. Each episode has at least one example of the one rule in action, demonstrating how it helps you raise a happy child. Then we have Q&A and discussion. That's when we have guests. When I talk about raising happy kids or creating harmony with kids, I bring up the one rule. The one rule equals agreement. Agreement equals harmony. Using the one rule means you find agreement. That's the rule. You find a solution that everyone likes. You found agreement. You found harmony. Knowing and following the one rule is all you really need to create harmony between you and your kids. In any situation where there are differences that might lead to conflict between you and your kids, use the one rule. I learned this strategy from 3-year-old children. I was teaching them a complex conflict resolution strategy, actually intended for adults, and they taught me this. Oh my goodness. I just realized something, folks. Okay. We're gonna have to end the show for the moment. Go back to Zoom. I wasn't screen sharing. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I will. And we can continue. Oops. And it was going really well too. Okay. I learned this strategy from 3-year-old children. I was teaching them a complex conflict resolution strategy, actually intended for adults, and they taught me this. So don't think you're in for a rough time. It's simple, it's easy, it's powerful and effective. It works if you use it. In today's slideshow, we explore a situation where creating harmony is up to you because the other person is too young to be able to participate. Before we get into this, this might be true with just about anybody that you're starting out with, especially if it's an adult. And there is a guardian story about that too, an earlier one. Okay, Jenny and Pam were walking Timmy home, as usual. You're right, Jen, said Pam. I'll bet Kathy can help me with this. I've just been dreading it. I totally forgot what Kathy said about how we can use the one rule with 2-year-olds, but that it is different than what we do with older kids. Remember, we can use it with grumpy adults too, laughed Jenny. It works really well with grumpy adults, said Timmy. We have a neighbor who used to be grumpy. I've been using the one rule for 2-year-olds with him when I have to talk with him. Now he isn't mean. Sometimes he doesn't say anything, but at least he isn't mean. See, Pam, said Jenny, I'm sure Kathy can help you. Yeah, I'm sure she can, but Dean is a real terrible too. No one can stand to be around him, and I got volunteered to take care of him while my cousin is visiting. You got volunteered? Don't you use the one rule at home? Asked Jenny. We usually do, but this was a kind of family emergency. They couldn't reach me to ask me about it. Mom said that with all my experience with the guardians, she was sure I'd agree and do a good job. Would you agree? Asked Jenny. I guess. My cousin really needs the help, and I am the best one to do it. I was letting this get to me. I'm glad you reminded me about talking with Kathy. Maybe that's why this is happening, so I can learn about taking care of 2-year-olds using the one rule. I just hope it works. Then I could get really good paying jobs babysitting 2-year-olds when I'm a little older. If it works, it could be my specialty. Now that's the way to think, Pam, said Jenny. This could turn out great. My mom should be home if you want to talk with her, said Timmy. I'm going to get some water. I may as well, said Pam. The sooner I feel good about this, or at least better, the more I'll like it. As they got to Timmy's house, Mom, Mom, shouted Timmy. Pam needs to talk with you. Kathy came out on the porch. Hi, girls. Come give me a hug, Timmy, and tell me what's happening. Timmy ran up the stairs to hug his mom. Pam has to babysit a terrible two, and she really needs some help. What's this all about, Pam? Asked Kathy. Kathy had become the coach of the Guardians right from the beginning when Pam and Jenny first walked Timmy home. She taught them the one rule and did weekly sessions with them where they practiced using the one rule. Do you have some time to coach me, Kathy? Asked Pam. Yes, said Kathy. Let's have a snack first. I was just fixing something for Timmy and me. Are you girls hungry? Yes, the girls exclaimed. As they ate, Pam explained what had happened in her family and that Jen had suggested that Kathy could help her. I'm sure we can figure out a good plan for you, Pam, said Kathy. I'll tell you what I've learned about interacting with 2-year-olds. Yeah, that's what I was remembering. You said about working with grumpy adults, said Jenny. That's right, and that sure works, said Timmy. Timmy had become so confident during his time with the Guardians. Okay, let's get started, said Kathy. I'm going to tell you what you have to do differently with 2-year-olds or grumpy adults when it comes to the one rule. I'm also going to tell you why the terrible twos develop and how to avoid them. Sound good? Sure, anything that helps, said Pam. Soon after a child is through the terrible twos, you won't have to do this. But for 2-year-olds, and really anyone younger, like toddlers and babies, you have to be the one to find the harmony. They cannot participate any more than they already are. They are already in harmony with their developmental blueprint, and that takes all of their attention. What is that, their developmental blueprint? Asked Pam. It's what is built into all of us so that we figure out how to move our bodies, like walking. We learn the language where we are born. We learn so much to help us in our lives. And we all learn these things at about the same time and in the same order. That's how we know about the developmental blueprint. I'll tell you briefly what we know about 2-year-olds and their development, and why it seems that they are difficult or even terrible. 2-year-olds are developing their willpower. They are making themselves into people who know what they want, who know how to get what they want, and who are determined to keep going until they get what they want. What makes this so difficult for those around them is when they're determined to do and have things that other people do not want them to do or have. That sure sounds like Dean, said Pam. I'm not surprised, said Kathy, because of what you've said about him. To be able to work with him, you have to pay attention to him. As a person at this stage of development, he must practice wanting and being successful. He has no choice. Young children have to do what their developmental blueprint directs them to do. So in a way, he already is in harmony with his developmental blueprint, which guides his development. Harmony, then why is he such a brat? Asked Pam. He isn't necessarily in harmony with those around him, so it's up to them to get into harmony with him, said Kathy. Get into harmony with a brat? Asked Pam. He's only considered a brat because the adults around him do not understand what he's doing and do not know how to work with him. It can make all the difference if people work with him instead of against him, explained Kathy. So how do I work with him? Asked Pam. First, it helps if you find harmony inside of yourself, said Kathy. How do I do that? Asked Pam. There are various ways. We have a whole training on this. Before he gets there, you could give yourself a timeout. A timeout? Why do I need a timeout? Asked Pam. Just to have some time to yourself, doing something you enjoy, like listening to music or reading or dancing, or writing a list of things you're glad about in your life, or even sitting quietly and just paying attention to your breath going in and out of your nostrils, or listening to an app on your phone like dripping water or central air. With the first two, the idea is to get you focusing on what you appreciate about your life. These help you feel the good feelings of harmony inside of you. With the last two, it is to stop your thoughts. This helps you get in touch with the source of harmony inside of you, explained Kathy. I think I'll start with writing a list of things I'm glad about, said Pam. It's good to do this every day, to make it a practice, said Kathy. Maybe we can tell all the guardians about this, said Jenny. I want to do it. That's a great idea, Jen, said Pam. I agree, Pam, said Kathy. You can help me with this, can't you, Mom? Asked Timmy. We can do this together, can't we, Mom? Sure we can, Timmy, said Kathy. So what do I do next? Asked Pam. It's very important to remember that your work is to put yourself in harmony with Dean, since he can't get into harmony with you. Realize that he is doing important developmental work and do your best to think yourself into harmony with him. Be sure you keep about what's going on between you. That is being in harmony with him. Notice first to do something, he's thinking something, and doing his best to achieve it. If you notice something to choose, something that you feel good about, once he has become determined to do or have something, it is easier to go along with him and make sure that it counts. What did you mean by think yourself into harmony with him? Asked Pam. Let's say you didn't realize that he had chosen to take the TV remote into another room. Since he is already doing it, he is being determined. So to think yourself into harmony, you might think, I'm going to follow him, and when he's done, I'll make sure to put the remote back, but where he can't get it again. So you think that, and you do that. Now, if you see that he is going to put it in the dog's water bowl, you have to interrupt him. Just do your best to make it an enjoyable experience for both of you instead of an unhappy one. So besides finding harmony inside yourself, paying close attention is one of the most important things. Doing your best to create harmony with the other person is another important part of this. I just had a thought, said Pam. What if we came over here, at least for the first time? Then I could see how to do things. Yes, Mom, said Timmy. Let's do that. I have toys he could play with. That should work out, said Kathy. Just let me know in advance so I can reschedule coaching calls if I have any at that time. I think I will suggest this as our practice during our next Guardians meeting. It can help in all kinds of situations, even with parents, really with anyone who isn't familiar with the one rule. We all need to know these skills if we're going to introduce the one rule into our families and communities. Great idea, Kathy, said Pam. Yes, said Jenny and Timmy. I'm glad you're here. We don't have guests today, so We won't be doing Q&A and discussion, but we do have some other things to do here. Okay, I'm going to let's see. I want to get to the table of contents because then I can get to where I want to go. Huh. Okay. I guess I can get to where I want to go as long as I know where I'm going. Let's see. Huh. What a trip. No, I don't know. I don't know if it's in this section or not. Okay. I've got a feeling it's not here, but I know it's not up here either. So maybe this. Yes. I'm so glad I found it. Okay, here we go. Starting with an attitude. Jeremy, I need to talk with you. What'd I do wrong this time? You didn't do anything wrong. Did I say you did something wrong? I thought that was the only time you wanted to talk to me. Cynthia is starting to get upset with her son. She hates it when he talks to her this way, but she doesn't want to start this new approach off on the wrong foot. She doesn't think it would be very respectful to tell him to keep his attitude to himself, so she controls her first impulse. Jeremy, I just want to tell you about a class I'm taking. I think you'll be interested. Class? I thought you had all the answers, Mom. You're the authority. What do you need a class for? Jeremy, please don't. I'm tired of fighting with you all the time. That's what I need a class for. I want us to get along. It's kind of late for that, don't you think? I know what you mean, Jeremy, but I hope not. I hope not. I don't have much faith in this class of yours, Mom. I can't imagine that a class is going to change our great relationship. I just want to tell you that I don't want to fight with you anymore. I'm sick of it. Yeah, well, I've been sick of it for a long time, Mom. I'm out of here. For several weeks, Cynthia doesn't mention her class. She also doesn't fight with Jeremy, at least not much. When she finds herself fighting, she leaves the room. One day, as she's leaving the room to keep from fighting with him, Jeremy says, "Hey, Mom, you were right about your class. You really have stopped fighting with me. I didn't believe you would really do it. What is this class anyway?" Through her patience and persistence, Cynthia earned the beginning of Jeremy's trust and respect. By improving one aspect of their relationship, she has laid the foundation cornerstone for a more satisfying relationship with her son. She's laid it true and strong. Now they can work together to build the rest. Okay, that is what we're going to do with this one. What do you know? So, the reason I started with that one was that she decides to choose harmony over fighting and makes a really good effort. She puts enough into it that she starts getting the response that she wants. And now they can go on from there, especially if they're using the one rule. This book was written before there was what's called the one rule. Of course, there was that approach. Um, okay, let's see. Okay. And just before the one rule came into being, this uh, harmonizing with kids was the previous training that was created. And it had 3 levels. And this story talks about the 3 levels. You'll notice that it's dealing with the same kinds of issues and in the same kind of way. It's just, in my opinion, it's not as simple and clear as, well, it may be clear as the one rule, but it's not as simple. This has 3 levels, 3 things you need to learn, and the one rule just has one. So let's try this. This is a story of a mother who's feeling ignored by her children. And the level 1 is called clarity. And it goes from the simplest to the most complicated in the level 1, 2, and 3. You'll see this. And the learning the one rule really uh, it's all you really need. You don't need to learn, but you'll see there are elements of the one rule in this this story. Why are they ignoring me again? They just keep playing with their toys. I'm so tired of this. Why do they ignore me? I feel like I've tried everything. Time out, taking away their toys, sending them to their rooms. I don't know what to do. I don't want to spank them, ever. I guess I may as well give that Harmonize formula a try. Let's see. The first step is seeing if we just have to understand each other better. Minnie says it's working for her. Crystal, Jason, oh, I have to go over to them. She walks over and kneels down near them. They're playing on the floor, building something. Crystal, Jason, I need you to pay attention to me. What, Mom? They keep on playing. Jason, Crystal, please look at me. They both look at her. What, Mom? I'm going to the store. I need you two to get ready to go with me. But Mom, we're having so much fun. I'm glad you're having fun, but when I have to tell you something, I need you to pay attention. We didn't hear you, Mom, said Crystal. Yeah, we were too busy playing, Jason added. We are having so much fun, said Crystal excitedly. Well, I'm glad you're having fun, but you really didn't hear me? No, Mom, we just keep coming up with better and better games. Did it help you hear me when I came over to you? Sure, said Crystal. Well, it's time to take a break and get ready to go to the store. You can get back to your game when we get home. Okay, Mom. Come on, Jason. Let's get ready. That was amazing. I'm going to have to try that again. I have to remember to go over to them to get their attention. That was amazing. Here, all it took to make things go smoothly for the mother was to go over to the kids to get their attention without struggle. They were glad to give her their attention. They were not deliberately ignoring her, as she thought. They were just intently focused on what they were doing. Now, there's an extension to this. Here is an example of level 2, the agreement round at work. But what if the kids didn't want to stop playing? Because in the first example, they agreed. They said, sure, okay. But in this one, Mom, we don't want to go to the store, said Crystal. No, we don't want to go to the store, agreed Jason. We're having so much fun. This is the mom thinking. Minnie said to keep it respectful and to find a solution that we all like. There's the one rule, folks. It might be easier for me to go shopping on my own, but I can't leave you here without a grown-up. Can we take some of our toys? Yeah, then we can keep playing. That's a good idea, but you'll have to leave your toys in the car when we go into the store. Minnie said in that second step. What did she call it? The second round was that we use the first idea we all like. Maybe this is it. So that was an extension, an expansion of the first one. Okay. But really, all you have to do is the one rule all through all of this. Here is an example of level 3, the understanding round at work. What if the kids really don't want to stop their game? Jason said, Crystal, let's stay in the car. then we don't have to stop playing and we don't have to leave our toys. The mom's thinking, I guess we're not done yet. Then she says, I'm sorry, but you can't stay in the car by yourselves either. Then she thinks, maybe I can find something interesting for them to do so they could take a break in their game. She says, I wish you would help me in the market. What could we do? You can help me decide which food to get. You could get food that you can reach after we decide that we want it. That will help the shopping go faster. Then you can get back to your game. Can I ride in the cart? Asked Jason. Sure you can, Jason. That will help the shopping go faster too. Can I get some things off the shelf when I'm in the cart? Yes, if there are things we decide we want and you can easily reach them. This sounds like a shopping adventure, Crystal said. Let's just leave all our toys here so we can get back to our game when we get home. Let's go have a shopping adventure and help Mom. Yeah, let's have a shopping adventure. Then the mom thinks, this sure is smoother than fighting about it. Thanks, Minnie. I'll have to tell you how it went. Okay. So at every point, the mother made the choice and thought the thoughts, took the actions to find harmony, even though the one rule hadn't been finalized yet. But that's what she did every time, every choice point. Instead of getting into fighting or trying to get her own way and not have them feel good about it, not caring whether they felt good about it, caring, but not knowing what to do and how to do it. So let's go on. We've done this a lot. This next story. Not a bad one, but okay, let's try this one. Cut the curfew. I called this family meeting because Dad said he wants me home by 9 on school nights and by 11 on the weekends. I think this needs to be worked out with the three of us so we all feel good about the decision, and I don't feel good about Dad's decision. How would you like it to work, Clara? I want to be able to come home whenever I want. Well, Clara, I'm afraid that if I don't set some kind of curfew, you won't get enough sleep. That can cause a lot of trouble. You can be tired in school and not be able to concentrate. You could get run down and sick. You could be a grouch to live with, maybe even worse. Well, even if I am home by 9 on school nights and 11 on the weekends so that I get enough sleep, I don't want to have to do it because of some rule. I want to do it because I think it is the best thing for me to do. Well, that sounds good in theory, but I'm not sure it's really going to work out satisfactorily. Dad, you have to trust me. I'm growing up and I need you to trust me. I'll let you know where I am when I'm not home. but I don't want a curfew. Dennis, that's just what we were talking about last night. An area of weakness in our being a harmonious family and using the one rule. We need to come to agreements and we need to trust each other. Yeah, I see what you mean, Joan. You're right, Clara. I do need to trust you. It's just hard for me not to worry about you. But you're right, that won't help anything. Since I'm not going to ride in your pocket, I have to trust you. Okay, I think I can live with your not having a curfew, but I really need you to keep in touch with us when you're not at home and let us know where we can reach you. Well, nowadays, this story was written long before the one rule part was just added, but the story was written long before the one rule, long years and years and years, and long before everybody had some kind of device, phone. Everybody had their personal phone. There was no such thing. Um, Nowadays, it would be much easier to keep in touch. Oh, like there, she says, there might be times when I can't reach you to let you know. That was true in those days, but not in these days. In these days, people can let each other know. I'm going to get some water again. Just do your best, Clara. That's usually good enough. That's when we get extra practice in trusting. That's right, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Mom. I'm going over to Lorene's. Her number is in the back of our phone book. I finished my homework. I won't be back late. Here they all chose to find harmony, to get their needs met, but in a harmonious way. All of them. Dennis speaks up. Just a minute. Let's have another meeting next week so we can check on how this is going for all of us. Dennis, I think 1 week isn't long enough to give this thing a try. Let's make it 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks. Take care of yourself, Clara. Don't worry, Dad. See you soon. Okay. Trusting each other and getting it done. The family is packing up to go on a vacation. The mother, Andrea, wants to leave within an hour before roadwork on the state highway begins. There are several unforeseen last-minute items that must be attended to. She focuses on taking care of business. The youngest daughter, age 7, seems to be dawdling. She's agreed to wash up, get dressed, eat breakfast, and gather a few special toys that she forgot to pack yesterday. Her mother knows she has not washed up, nor gotten dressed, nor eaten breakfast. Maybe she has gathered the toys. Andrea looks in her daughter's room. Sarah is sitting on the floor playing with toys. Andrea does not want to spend twice as long in the car just because they start late, especially when she has planned to avoid this. Sarah, did you forget to wash up, get dressed, eat breakfast, and pack the toys you said you had forgotten? No, Mom, I'll do that when I'm done with this. I'd like you to start now, because if we don't leave in 50 minutes, We will have to wait in the car for a very long time while people work on the road. I don't want to do that. I really don't. So please get ready. But Mom, when I was getting my toys, I found this little set that I lost a long time ago. I really want to play with it. Let's bring it along too. Okay, I'll hurry and get ready. Thanks so much, Sarah. I really appreciate your cooperation and that you're sticking to our agreement. There's agreement again, because this story also was written long before the one rule, but not long before agreement. In fact, agreement was the foundation of the creation of years of harmony with kids. So here again, both of them chose to work harmoniously together, finding agreement. Andrea wanted to help Sarah feel good about herself, even though she may have been feeling anxious about getting on the road. When Andrea realized that Sarah had a new agenda and did not fully understand her mother's need for speed, she told Sarah why she wanted to leave soon. Andrea gave her the opportunity to cooperate and stick to their agreement. When Sarah let her mother know that she has a need that needed fulfilling, her mother offered a suggestion. Since Sarah is used to trusting her mother and being trusted by her, it was easy for her to accept the suggestion. This allowed her to cooperate. She felt her needs were being met. Her mother expressed her appreciation for Sarah's cooperation, knowing that behavior that is appreciated tends to be repeated. All of these are results of using the one rule. All these stories are being transformed. The ones that work with the one rule. So, okay. Now I was thinking that I might okay, here's working with a young child. I think this is a 2-year-old. Since we had that lesson earlier, I'm going to have a little more water. We may as well have an example. Keeping the focus. Have you finished playing with your toys in the living room, Gordy? I'm thirsty. I see. You're going to get a drink and then go back to your toys. I want a drink. You mean you don't want water? You can get water. I want juice. Okay, I'll get you some juice. Here it is. Yummy, Mommy. Now I'm hungry. I'll be glad to fix lunch for you. But what about your toys in the living room? I don't think it's a good idea to leave them out when you're not using them. You can put them away and I'll fix food. No, I want to help fix food. I don't want your toys to be left in the living room. It's too easy to forget about putting them away. I not forget. I don't feel good about this. I will wait for you to put the toys away. Then we can make lunch together. I'm very hungry. There are a lot of toys. I could help you. That would make the work go faster. Then we'll make food. Okay, mommy, let's go. Let go. Okay, here, the whole idea was that the mother, wanted something done. It was really important to her. And no matter what her son came up with, she acknowledged what he was saying, but kept the focus of what she wanted to as part of the mix. So he put in what he wanted as part of the mix, and she put in what she wanted as part of the mix. And then they came to an agreement about this, that she would help him put the toys away, and and they together would put the toys away. Then they together would make lunch or make food and have it. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I hadn't set this up. I don't know. Um, I wanted to let you know that from now on in what I do, I am making offers. I'm making really special ones right now till the end of the year. Hopefully, they'll all be special, but this to me is supreme. The one that's going to be starting, it's for tomorrow. Um, it's you get I give two major free gifts with this. One is my newest course. That comes as a gift with this. And also a 30-minute one-on-one session with me. And you can decide what you want the focus to be, or we can figure out what you want the focus to be before we do it, so that when we do it, that's what we're doing, whatever we decided on. And you get this by signing up for 1 year of membership in the Happy Kids member site. And it comes to 28 cents a day, just a little over a quarter. And then let's see, I didn't set this up to show you. I wanted to take you to the website. Maybe I could do that. Let's see. I'm not sure. Let's see if I can. Oh, I don't think I can. Well, I think I could, because I wasn't sure if I remembered the URL. But what I could do, even though I don't remember the URL, is go well, we can start here. That's This is the new website, and if you haven't been there, there is a lot of information. And if you join the member site, there's even more. There's all my trainings. See here, not only there's the offers that I have, but there are magazines there up here. There's blog, video. I think it's podcast. Let's see, let's move this. Yeah. Anyway, there is a lot of information on here. And let's see. Okay. Now, we have less than a minute, but this is a skim look at the training that you get. There's things to read, videos to watch, a way to get certificate, even to get a miracle worker certificate. Of course, that's going to involve a lot more than just this. Then there's more, lesson 1, but there's only 5. Look at this, how small that is. Plan for calm, so helpful. Start strong, very important. Using the 1 rule, because we are each important. And the last one, agreement, not sacrifice. Now, there's going to be a chance to get a live call and a Zoom call. And this is the 1 rule in action. So anyway, I'm gonna stop the share. All right, have a great week, everyone. Going to stop the recording.